You don't have a money problem. You have a proximity problem. It is a bold thing to hear, but your friends might actually be the most expensive thing in your life right now. Think about the last few months. Think about the weekend dinners you didn't really want to go to, but attended anyway. Think about the vacations you couldn't quite afford, but booked because the group chat was hyping it up. Think about that moment you felt the urge to upgrade your phone or your car, simply because everyone else in your circle just did, or the vacation that finally left the group chat and you feel you need to go. We call this social inflation, and it is a silent killer of wealth. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how much your circle is costing you, the hidden math behind your social life, and exactly what to do about it without losing the people you care about. Most of us believe we are independent thinkers, but the reality is that our environment dictates our decisions. This is the invisible influence of social spending pressure. You see, lifestyle creep doesn't always happen because you want more things. It happens through comparison. Humans are wired for tribal belonging. In the past, being left out of the tribe meant physical danger. Today, that instinct manifests as a fear of looking broke or a fear of being left behind. There is a silent competition happening in almost every friend group. It isn't always malicious. Your friends aren't necessarily trying to outdo you, but their habits become your baseline. If your friends spend $300 every Saturday night, that becomes your normal. If your friends view a $1,000 car payment as a standard part of life, you will eventually view it that way too. I remember a friend who was desperate to save for a house, yet he never missed a single high-end concert or designer clothing drop because his group made those things the price of admission for hanging out. He wasn't failing at math, he was failing at social boundaries. But here's the part nobody calculates, the actual math of the friendship tax. Let's break down the hidden cost of a typical social circle using 3 common categories. First, there is the social spending tax. This includes the weekly dinners, the birthday gifts that keep getting more expensive, the bachelor parties, and the random outings that don't cost that much until you check your banking app on Monday morning. If you spend just $50 extra a week on social obligations you don't actually value, that is over $2,600 a year. Over 5 years, that is $13,000 gone. Second is the upgrade pressure. This is the big stuff. It's moving into a luxury apartment you don't need because your friends live there. It's the $80,000 SUV because the sedan felt old compared to theirs. This pressure can cost you tens of thousands of dollars in interest and depreciation every single year. Finally, and most importantly, is the opportunity cost. This is where the math gets scary. If you took that $13,000 from 5 years of unnecessary social spending and invested it into a wealth-building circle of assets with a modest return, it wouldn't just be $13,000. Over 20 or 30 years, through the power of compounding, that money could have been hundreds of thousands of dollars. You aren't just spending your current cash, you are spending your future freedom. You are trading your retirement for a few nights of feeling equal to people who are likely just as stressed about money as you are. And this next one is the most expensive cost of all, the mindset trap. You subconsciously mirror the people you spend the most time with. It is an evolutionary trait. You mirror their income habits, their risk tolerance, and most importantly, their ambition level. You've likely heard the saying that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If those 5 people believe that the economy is rigged, that saving is pointless, and that the only way to enjoy life is to spend every cent, you will eventually adopt that philosophy. If everyone in your circle is broke, being broke feels normal. It feels like a shared struggle rather than a solvable problem. If everyone spends, overspending feels like a lifestyle choice rather than a financial disaster. This isn't about cutting people off or becoming a hermit. It is about awareness. It's about realizing that your identity is being shaped by your environment every single day. To understand this better, we need to look at the 4 types of friends that are secretly costing you money. The first is the YOLO spender. Their catchphrase is "you only live once." They are the architects of impulse spending. They focus entirely on the present moment and treat any mention of a budget as a buzzkill. They encourage you to buy the extra round of drinks, take the spontaneous trip, and worry about the bill later. The second type is the flexer. The flexer is always upgrading. They are the ones who make you feel like your perfectly functional life is somehow behind the times. They define their worth through labels and luxury, and by extension, they make you feel like you need those labels to remain relevant in the group. The third type is the comfortable settler. This person doesn't necessarily spend your money, but they cost you potential earnings. They avoid growth and discourage ambition. If you talk about starting a business or learning a new skill, they might tell you to just relax or be happy with what you have. They want you to stay exactly where they are because your growth makes them feel insecure about their own stagnation. The fourth type is the financially clueless. These are the friends with no plan, no investments, and no concept of how money works. They think saving is for old people and that investing is just gambling. They aren't malicious, but their lack of financial literacy is contagious. They normalize a life of living paycheck to paycheck. But there is one type of friend you actually want, and they are the key to your financial future. The friends who make you richer are the ones who change the nature of your conversations. These are the investors, the builders, and the growth-oriented friends. When you hang out with them, the topic shifts from what you are buying to what you are building. Instead of talking about the new iPhone, you talk about the new asset class. Instead of complaining about the boss, you talk about the new business model. These friends act as an accountability partner for your dreams. When you are around people who prioritize financial boundaries, it becomes socially acceptable to say no to an expensive dinner because you're hitting a savings goal. In these circles, your standards rise naturally. The environment you choose determines the ceiling of your income. If your circle has a high ceiling, you will climb. If it has a low ceiling, you will stay hunched over. So what do you do without burning bridges and losing your social life? It starts with a 4-step process. Step 1 is the awareness audit. For the next 30 days, track every dollar you spend specifically because of social pressure. Write it down. At the end of the month, look at that number. That is your friendship tax. Step code is to set silent standards. You don't need to announce to the world that you are on a budget. You just need to decide internally that you don't finance a lifestyle you haven't earned. You decide your budget before you ever open the group chat. Step 3 is to add, don't subtract. You don't have to delete your old friends, but you must add new ones. Join investing communities, attend networking events, or find skill-based circles where the culture is built around growth. You need to balance the YOLO energy with wealth-building energy. Finally, step 4 is to upgrade the conversations. Be the person who asks, what are you working on lately? Or what's the best thing you've read this month? You will be surprised how many of your current friends are actually waiting for someone to lead the way into a more meaningful conversation. This approach is empowering, not judgmental. It's about taking leadership of your own life while inviting others to level up with you. Unfortunately, your existing circle hides your potential revenue. Without friends discussing growth won't happen. Unless your friends talk about assets, you won't have any. Imagine your life in 5 years. Version A had the same friends, spending habits, and social pressure. Though 5 years older, your net worth is unchanged. Version B involved auditing your group, setting limits, and surrounding yourself with people that challenged you. You have freedom and friends. The bravery to admit that your environment is holding you back separates those two lives. No need to cut friends. You just need better standards. Review your last 5 conversations. Did they advance you or merely pass the time as you wasted your future? If you want to generate wealth and secure your future, your circle should represent your ambitions, not your past. Consider this channel your new circle if you want to build wealth and govern your finances. Where wealth is built quietly, progress matters more than appearance, and freedom outranks prestige. Set boundaries today and your future self will thank you. True independence begins with overcoming social inflation. Start now. Check your circle, secure your capital, and start to work.